Hey YouTube, this is The Art of Prepping. Thanks for joining me today. Just kind of a look here and a short review on this Rayovac. This is one of their 180 Lumen. It looks like it's some of their heavy duty stuff here. It's called Virtually Indestructible series and uses a CREE LED, and it is 30-foot drop tested, which is pretty much the best that I've ever seen in terms of a rating for a light that's about $14. And then you can get this at most hardware stores. Now, on the back here, it says that at 180 lumens, which is high mode, you get about 5 hours of runtime and 136 meters of throw. On the energy saving mode, which is the low, because it only has 2 modes, unless you count off, that would be a third mode. But in terms of actual light modes, the low is going to be at 50 lumens, which is kind of bright for low. But it is, and the runtime is 17 hours, and the beam distance on low is 114 meters. It doesn't actually have a specific water rating. It just says it's water resistant. Now, I will tell you though that when I put the batteries in, I did notice the rubber O-seal, the ring there that goes in there. So definitely there's some type of means to keep water and moisture out. Now, overall, I'd say for about $14, this is actually pretty good. There's a little bit of conflicting information about the construction of this light. There's definitely some rubber here on the outside of the face of this light. I'm not so sure if underneath there's a chassis. It kind of feels like, because it's so rigid, it almost feels like there's a chassis. And in some literature, it says that there's an aluminum and a titanium alloy subchassis, and that there's a rubber boot on the face here that's put on there. And so I have a kind of a feeling that that might be actually true. It has just enough weight to it to feel like that there's actually something beyond just a piece of rubber on top of plastic. So I wouldn't really doubt if that was true, if there was a sub chassis or a sub frame underneath of the rubber boot or the face here. And so it has a smooth reflector. The CREE LED isn't like very large, but it only puts out 180 lumens. You probably wouldn't want to go too much more on just 3 AAA batteries because it would really burn up the batteries. I think this is a pretty decent brightness though, just from my initial testing. And so here's the button up here. It goes right to high, and then low, and then off. The button also has a nice rubber over mode on there. It's very nice. And there's plastic around this rubber boot that kind of protects the lens. Now, in terms of the actual straps, it seems to be kind of a medium quality. There's a couple of threads here and there that are bare that I may have to snip, but overall, I'd say at best medium quality. A little spider on me there. On the top here, it says Rayovac, and on the bottom, it just says China. On the back here, you can see the head strap. You can take the strap off of the actual bracket, and you can see that this light actually does tilt. And it has very, very positive clicking motion on this, no doubt about it. It's very secure. In fact, it's kind of impressive. Compared to Energizer, this is a much stronger design, or at least a better, well thought out design. In fact, you have to get a little bit of pressure, and I'm not so even used to it yet. So anyways, that's really cool. It's very positive. I did have an option to even get a few of the Energizers that were on sale at this particular hardware store. They were actually selling a 2-pack for $10. They were only like, I believe, 40 lumens each. But I was like, hey, I don't think so. I've had some bad experiences with Energizer. I know that not everyone does, but I was like, I'm just going to try this Rayovac, because I have other Rayovac and they've been 100%. So what you do is that you tilt this down, and then you can, on this side here, which would be, I guess, if you're facing it, it would be on the left, but there's a little tab, and you pull this back enough, and you can pop off this back compartment, which has the battery compartment, and you put the batteries in, and you close it. But when you close it, you put once again, if you're facing the light on the right side, you push that in first, and it catches, and then you bring it around, and you snap in on the left side. And that's pretty much it. It's really that straightforward, and it does have a third strap for the top of your head, and it's not because it's so heavy. It just that says how it comes, and it's all adjustable. I wouldn't say this is like the lightest headlamp I have, but it's definitely not the heaviest too. It's kind of in the medium heaviness for just a basic headlamp. For about $14 plus tax, would I recommend it? Absolutely. I do have another one. It's a 50 lumen version that has 5 LEDs, and I do not believe that they use CREE LEDs. This one does use a CREE, and that will be reviewed shortly, so stay tuned to that. If you have one of these, I would love to hear about your experiences. Also on the head strap here, it says Rayovac, in case you can't tell. It's kind of like a light gray and black. And of course, the whole face is like a black. This black here has a little bit more of a gray tone to it, where the rubber is, versus the more, I should say maybe the boot is a little bit more matte black. It just kind of looks a little bit more gray compared to the high sheen, glossy black plastic. But anyways, if you have experience with this and would like to share in the comment section, I would love to hear about your experience with this. This has been out for a little while. I waited a while before I got these, just because I want to make sure that they could kind of fix any problems if there was any in the beginning. And so if you've been using this and you have experience, I would love to hear of what kind of experience you have with it. And so, hey, thanks a lot for coming along. I'll catch you later.